Hello folks, and welcome back to Stasis Bone Totem. And when last we left off, we ended up finding the submarine that was pictured oh so long ago, and where those corpses came from, of Russian descent. Now we have a report from one Seaman Dmitry Panzerdolphin Gronk, radio operator. 1st of April 82, our cooler was deployed to great success. The housing of piezoelectric ceramics and magnetostrictive rare earth alloys produce the ULF underwater signal as planned. One more test and we can go home. 11th of April 82. Bunya's nowhere to be seen. He's hiding in his sanctuary, muttering to himself. He is not taking the lieutenant's death well. Andre, and intractable bastard. Look what you've left with me with. The officers have gone into a spin, and the seamen are following suit. You know I'm not cut out for leadership. That was a game for you and the captain. Now I've got no choice. I'll hold the line until Bunya comes to his senses. Then we'll be square. Andruka, square. 12th of April, 82. The situation is this. O2, not a problem in the short term. Air filters weren't damaged in the fire. Might get a bit woozy now and then. But we won't go out like Komarov. Water. The recycler should last indefinitely, assuming the pumps don't give out. No use worrying about it now. Food, that's our weak point. Agrovich estimates we've only got 2 days worth even with rationing. How did that wannabe Tolstoy let the men clobber him like this? That's what we get for leaving a kid in charge of the food. 16th of April 82. I gave it my best, Andruka, but this isn't my lane. Although the menial tasks I assigned keep their minds off the hunger for a couple of days, so that's something. I can hear even up here in Sona, shouting, cursing each other, cursing the captain and me too. Combining with the clatter of debris hitting the lemur's hull, it's quite the symphony, not maddening at all. 16th of April 82, our cooler is offline and the sonar's cooked. But I knew that already, just using my own tricks on myself. Now it'll take more work to ignore the gnawing pain in my stomach. Brain death might work. Turns out Komarov was way ahead on that mark. Komarov, just lying in the pantry, useless, wasted, chilled. 17 April 82. Burke's alive. I'm not even surprised. If anyone was going to survive that, it would be him. More stubborn than my warts, that one. He picked the wrong pipes to tap on, though. The Joker wouldn't recognize Morse code if it was tapped directly on his skull. I'll hold off on telling Kisa for now. No telling what that hothead would do. I should tell the captain, though. Might finally put him out of his daze, get him and poor Sergei out of his cabin. He's lucky the men are busy losing their own minds, and then, or there'd be more judgment. Andre is not a fan of what we are doing. Can't say I blame him, but it's too late. 18th April 82. Something is very wrong. That was not the Bunya I know. He's had bolts of the cloth peek... Eh? He's had bolts of the cloth peek out from under his uniform before, but mostly he kept his faith to himself. Not tonight. I would call it religious mania if he hadn't remained so damn calm, even while beating Stukov half to death before taking a bite first. Oh, for taking a bite first, rather. Afterwards, he stood and spoke about how we must purify ourselves, knowing what we're about, what we did. Oh my god, there's so many data entries. 25th of April 82. 3 straight days of bone broth is enough to make starvation appealing. Seems I'll get my wish soon, though. No leftover corpses now. 26th of April 82. Kisa knows. He's been hanging around the Igovich since appointing himself the chef's bodyguard. Must have heard the pipes, same as I did. Now he stormed off to confront Bunya. He's got a temper like a volcano. When I tried to stop him, he turned around and asked if our positions were reversed. Would Andre have stopped trying to save me? Kid's got a point. 28th of April 82. I found Sergei comforting Stas as he sobbed over a half-butchered Kisa yesterday. I made a joke about seasoning. He did not appreciate it. 30th of April. Well, I got what I wanted. It was more a snarl than a sob, but it was an expression of emotion that wasn't religious zealotry. My plan backfired, though. He locked himself in his cabin. Bastard may have murdered Kisa, but he and his purifying path were the only things holding these animals back from indiscriminately ripping each other apart. Things are about to get very ugly, and the mirror isn't exactly our friend now. 12th of May 82. That's it. We've reached the end game. The water recycler gasped this last. Sorry, boys. No amount of carnage would get you out of this one. At least I'll get to die in my little calm's hidey hole. I've grown quite fond of it up here. 6th of May 82. An unexpected laws of nature defying development. We are saved. By Bonya, no less. Although it wasn't his intention, he was probably hoping to be greeted by some biblical scourge when he opened the main hatch, or at least the crushing embrace of deep-sea currents. He wasn't expecting breathable air and potable water. His woeful howling was eloquent on this point. 19th of May 82. Well, that's one mystery solved. He who doesn't take risks never drinks champagne. During my sojourn in comms, I had a crack at fixing the transmitter. I was successful, but something was causing interference and preventing me from even attempting to send a transmission. Turns out it's these blue crystals sprouting up everywhere. They're phosphorescent, produce heat, and give me the heebie-jeebies, but like all the other local attractions. But now I know. 28th of May 82. Igrovich is savvier than I gave him credit for. He understands the deal, but he's got a good heart, which worries me. I'll have to keep my eye on him. 26th of May, 82. I found a perfect spot for the relay. There's a point at the furthest edge of our little grotto with no crystals. No crystals, no interference. Once I get it working, I'm not setting foot in that sub again. It was hellish before, but now it's just plain creepy and stinks of an abattoir. And you can hear Bonya's gibbering throughout the whole damn ship. 27th of May, 82. I'm broadcasting an honest-to-God SOS. No way to know if it can penetrate the huge pile of rocks between us and the surface, but at least it's going out. Who knows? Maybe we won't die here after all. Maybe these men's last memories won't be of eating their friends. Dream big, I say. 31st of May, 82. That was hard to watch, even for me. The worst part, they didn't really want to kill poor Sergei. They were disgusted by his whimpering, by Igorovich's groveling, but I saw it in their faces. They were also ashamed. So Bornya had to do it. I didn't see him approach. He had Sergei on the altar with Gongarov's knife across his throat. Before anyone had a chance to move, then he was off again, leaving the men to deal with the aftermath of his inscrutable actions. Dmitri, Alexei, and Kirill have left us without a goodbye. 2nd of June, 82. That craven bastard. Yeah, I couldn't stand it. I went to confront Bonya about Sergei. He was just sitting there, mumbling to himself, as always. He didn't acknowledge me, didn't even seem to know I was there. So I decided to look around and found a loose wall panel. How did I not see it? He never ate with us, just read his interminable sermons. He hadn't left the lemur in weeks, but was healthy enough to heave all of Sergei's weight onto the altar. Rations? Pack upon pack stuffed into the crawl space. Pathetic hypocrite. Traitorous swine, skulking, cursed thing. I'll put you out of your misery. 3rd of June, 82. I was about to kill him, but when I grabbed his dirty matted hair and looked into his eyes, I saw nothing. Nothing at all. Boyne has been dead for a while. His body just hasn't caught up yet. I didn't tell the men about the stash. His hold on their minds is disintegrating anyway. Best spare them the pain of betrayal. 5th of June, 82. The things you can do with a bit of Russian know-how. Some pH paper, a few pearls of our old friend sodium hydroxide, an altruistic desire to get wasted, and bang! You've got alcohol. You could run a car on this hooch, but I don't think the men's palates are at peak performance. Let's have some fun. 6th of June, 82. My reputation as a cold, feckless degenerate is not entirely underserved, but there is a limit to any man's capacity for denial. It was all my fault. I pushed the captain to go deeper into the caves, ignoring Andrei. I gave him the idea to use Kamarov. I let Kisa charge headlong into engineering, knowing the captain had stationed a guard there. On and on, then on. At least I helped provide a night of laughter and mirth for the men. That counts for something. 7th of June, 82. Gone. Everything and everyone is gone. Those things, whatever they were, laid waste to our oceanside sanatorium. Bonya's stashed rations are gone. The water is polluted with blood. The things dragged Bonya from the lemur as he screamed his head off about his last chance. No idea how they knew he was in there. Farewell, Kolya. Non-being is better than madness. 11th of June, 82. My solitude is complete. Should have made fewer jokes about using Stasis corpse's furniture these last days. Too much truth in those jokes now. It is peaceful though. Here by the water, next to my steadfast little transmitter, I jerry-rigged the Buster water recycler into a possible hydroelectric turbine. I reckon it will keep the batteries going for a couple of years, maybe more. It's a clever bit of engineering. Here's hoping someone else will get the chance to appreciate it. Now, time to sleep. Well, that was a long-winded diary, but we got there in the end. But it seems everything started going to hell in a handbasket pretty damn quick. The hammock is little more than a frayed web of threads, unlikely to hold any weight without disintegrating into woolly dust. And clusters of tiny long-limbed insects cluster in the recesses of the stalagmites, long hair-like feelers waving in absent winds. And mounds of luminous crystal have been collected and deposited here, the mineral's persisting glow serving as a makeshift nightlight. The makeshift grave marker of piping has partially collapsed.
Poor sailors. Poor people.
Their minds wouldn't be a part of the Nexus. It didn't exist then.
The makeshift grave marker of piping has partially collapsed. A bloody navy cap caught on an errant spoke. And that's the same, and that's the same, and that's the same. Let's interact with the graves. We're going to do a bit of grave robbing. I guess one of these graves is going to have something in there. I tell you, these little puzzle scenes are so reminiscent of a hidden object game on the your mobile phone.
Hello, I am Moses.
They were buried in their uniforms.
That dude looked happy. I mean, uncovering all of these could be a grave mistake.
Charlie Mac, is it a puzzle?
No, Bear. It's a booby trap. Be careful with that.
Interesting.
Okay. Oh, bless you, Bear. Let's go.
Charlie read us a story about a hunter who got his arm stuck in one of these. It went snap. I would not want my arm in this.
Do it, do it, do it. Oh, alright, synthetic arm. Bear trapped with arm. I can't look. Dagger with chain. That's about all we're getting out of that then. It's a sword, like old-timey movies.
Arm shot from the bear trap. But this synthetic skin is something else.
Skin mech arms is not something I saw myself doing anytime. Oh, skinning mech arms. Primed and ready to snap again at unwary feet. If it was chained up, it wasn't for everyday use, probably reserved for official ceremonial work, unlinked from the chain when needed.
Wow. Did you really just do that?
Trick is, breaking the chain off as close to the hilt as you can.
Cool trick.
The ornamental design doesn't look like it was meant for stabbing, more slicing or teeth picking. As a badass kid, I had a dozen of these swinging from my jacket and leather pants. Okay. I don't think there's anything I can do here. Pull clamp, AA3. Oh yeah, you're here. I'm not one for knockers, but I like this one. I'm sure it will come in handy as a wire snipper or bug slasher. Unsurprisingly, the arm's mechanics and pseudo flesh crumbled and fell away as soon as it was freed. Sturdy enough despite its age, not particularly good length, but I suppose it could still be used to bind something small. It slowly attempts to reform and mould itself around anything it lies on. It's both fascinating and unsettling to watch. Ah, rats. Okay, any more that the bear can do? Oh, wait. We've got that grenade. We've got that grenade that we need to deal with. Wire snipping anyone? Apparently not. Huh. Oh!
Great. Now it's got a grenade.
What the fuck? Live grenade. Absolutely archaic. Not sure it has enough powder left in it to do much damage to anyone, but better safe than sorry. Still no joy there, I guess. Well, we can progress with our boy Mose. Okay. Corroded, flecks flickered down, dislodged from the impact of the shutting airlock. The fractured remains of the airlock handle dangle limply, shattered and useless. The chair has hardened in place, angled towards the Frankenstein tower of machinery above, the edges worn and nibbled away by corrosion. A mould-eaten headset dangles off the side, suspended by weathered wiring. The cavalcade of worn dials and dead screens rest under a mourning shroud of cobwebs, and the discarded heap of vacant food supplies has been exhausted. The tins are scraped spotless, while paste tubes have been squeezed to the point of near disembowelment. The cluster of conduits has been ravaged, wrenched aside and pulled apart, a copious number of pipes are notably absent, having been torn out, and sheets of a clammy cobwebs hang from walls and drape over furniture, captured clumps of dust and particulates betraying the netted presence. And the door's joints and levers are hydraulically sealed, unyielding when pushed or pulled. Stacks of cobbled together panels bristle with ill-fitted knobs and dials bearing scrawled notation detailing power distribution and hydraulic pressure regulation. Unfortunately, the board is dead, but perhaps it has a backup battery that could provide juice to the instruments. Right, let's click on that.
Hold there. Spiders. I do not like it here. This is no place for children to play.
More than that, it is a tomb.
A slow storm of kicked-up dust swirls around the ladder, carrying with it an odour of wet copper. Some steps are dented, the handles slightly bent, as if caught in a tussle.
Charlie Mac, the pictures. These are useful.
You're right, Mose. Those are escape suits.
If any of them are left.
You could use them to reach the surface. They would likely survive the water pressure outside.
Moses, we need those suits. Do you understand?
I will find them. I am a very smart bear now.
I will aid him in his search. While I still have time.
Okay, let's open this up. What have we got here then? A depleted battery. And whatever the heck that is piping. Maybe we stick the grenade in there. No. Rats. Smelling it makes my nose burn. We've had this thing in our inventory for ages and I've still not found a use for it. I can't do anything with that just yet then. We have a document here. Oh, we got lots of letters. Stanislav Igorovich. Yelena Igorovich, I am troubled. The comrade captain ordered me to do a terrible thing, an act that will leave an indelible black mark on my heart. Yet it may be the only way to stop this crew from tearing each other apart. are 27 lives worth the price of my soul. These musings are moot. I dare not refuse, and Gronk waits outside, listening to my pipes. I know that man is eccentric and dangerous, but what a time to inspect my plumbing. Regardless, the path ahead leads deeper into the dark. I will need you in my heart, a beacon. Yours always, Stas. Yelena, I have begun my work. I hate to describe it as such, but I know that I know not what else to call it. My burden, my shame. At least I helped Gamarov get the last laugh. He always asked me to make golubs tea. I'm sure he will enjoy forcing the men to eat boiled cabbage one last time. I thought it would just be Gamarov. I thought we were giving him dignity, creating life in death, but it only led to more death, to a hunger for it. When the captain brought Kisa to me, he broke the seal. Gonkarov has assembled a pack. They've been taking other crew members, delivering them to me fresh. They guard me at all times, so I'm not free in my actions. The other survivors have been rounded up, tied in the next room, but we have no refrigeration now. Every day I am sent in to peel another portion from one of them. Each time they beg me to end it, between their sobbing screams. The knife in my hand would be a final hope if I dared. I do not. I am weak. Forgive me, Elena. Being freed from the Lima has been good for the men's psyches. They are mostly their old selves. Even the few prisoners left alive seem content to forget everything that happened mere hours ago. I don't know if I can do that. It weighs on me. I cannot sleep. The campsite is calm. Sergei freed himself from the captain's grip and remains with us now. There is no need for further violence with all the dead left from those last hellish days. Water is plentiful, but I cannot sleep. I have cured most of the meat. It will last for weeks now. That is much as I can stand. Before hunger would let me ignore my conscience, but now as I try to sate this ache in my stomach, I see their faces and hear their screams. How has Gronk remained apart from it all? He never comes for the meat. The shadows are watching us. Captain was right. There are demons here. Lenocha, I am saved. I followed Gronk. He found edible algae growing around the crystals deeper in the cave. He has agreed to share with me. I begged him to tell the crew, but he stared at me like I was a fool. To feed everyone, we would have to go deeper into the shadows. We both know that is not an option. There's something there, something more dangerous even than our disturbed comrades. My love, I think this will be my last letter to you. My wound festers, and Dmitri is not the most exemplary nurse despite his protestations to the contrary. We buried those we could find, a sailor's grave for all. At least in the end, the ocean will be a place of rest for them, rather than one of horror. I know you will never see these notes. All the same, I love you, Stas. Oh boy, oh boy. Can we go further in? The door is locked. Entire document, and we've got the distribution box. But this battery we can give to our boy Mac, because there is somewhere we can use this battery, or at least charge it up, I believe. Wah, wah, wah. It's a little bit wet down here. Right, well, we have a charged battery. Not sure how much juice we can squeeze out of this, but some is better than none.
It rumbles.
The bear got the hydraulics going.
Good job, Mose. Search the sub. You have to find those suits.
My Charlie.
Oh, poor Mose, man. Seriously, this bear's got a raw deal. But you know what? The secrets of the sub are going to have to wait until next time, folks. Oh boy, I can't wait to see the horrors that lie beyond. Until then... Until then, I hope you... Sorry, I thought I could hear something outside of the game, but it was just me being weird. Oh dear. Anyway, folks, I hope you've enjoyed this installment of Stasis Bone Totem. I've certainly enjoyed playing it thus far. I can't wait to see how this story ends. I really don't think we're going to find those suits intact, but, you know, Charlie needs that hope. And until then, folks, I will catch you all again in the next one. Take it easy. Bye-bye.